Mágat Cearlach, and Minister, this morning I am seeking an update from the Minister for Education on a date for the awarding of the tender for the construction of a new Gael School for Gael School Coláiste Mhuire, which is currently located in temporary facilities on Parnell Square East. Gael School Coláiste Mhuire is a really amazing small school right in the heart of Dublin Central at the top of O'Connell Street, located just across the road at the moment from the Gate Hotel. It's in those temporary accommodations now, Minister, for far too long. We're going on to 2 decades, Minister, that they're in temporary accommodation at a cost, an eye-watering cost of more than €250,000 a year. Now, Minister, none of us are getting any younger, and I feel like I'm growing very old with this story. Since I was first elected, I've supported Gael School Coláiste Mhuire as a city councillor. I supported the transfer of land on Dominic Street to allow for the building of a new school. Initially, it was conceived as an 8-classroom school. Due to the demand for the school, it is a really wonderful, small, friendly school, co-educational, Gael Scoilina, with a really positive and healthy and inclusive environment. It has been upgraded to a 16-class school. The new Minister for Education, after the last government was formed, I want to thank her, Minister Norma Foley. She has made herself available to meet with the school, both virtually during COVID, but also she has visited the school. In fact, she is the first Minister for Education to visit the school, despite the fact that this school is only a stone's throw from the Department of Education, is right in the heart of our capital city, and has been in temporary accommodation, as I say, for almost 2 decades. Minister, the tenders, it went to tender, thanks again to the support from Minister for Education Norma Foley. Those tenders were responded to, they were submitted, and it is my understanding that the tenders, when submitted, the successful tender has been selected, has been sent to the Department of Public Expenditure, and my heart sank when I heard that now the project is on hold. That it's on hold in the Department of Public Expenditure, and that it is a spending issue. Minister, spending and costs come in many different ways. There's the cost of a lack of quality of life. There's a cost of a loss of education. There's a cost of a loss of vibrancy in our core city centre. There's a cost to the children, to the teachers, to the parents. To give you a perspective, Minister, the principal of that school himself attended the school as a pupil. Keep in mind, it's a primary school. He went on to secondary school. He went on to university. He has now returned as the principal, and he has been the principal for a number of years. The Department of Public Expenditure have a job to do. I respect that. They have to look after and ensure that all public spending is done appropriately. But they need to examine the cost of the delays that their public procurement process is costing. The cost of construction inflation, the cost of a loss of educational opportunity, the cost of a loss of regeneration of our inner city. Minister, I hope you're coming to the House today with a positive update for this House and a commencement date for construction, for awarding of the tender for the construction of a new school on Dominic Street, and for a commencement date for that. Gur Mágat.
Senator Fitzpatrick, Minister.
Thank you, Cearlach, and I thank Senator Fitzpatrick for raising this matter, as it provides me with an opportunity to outline to Shannon the current position in relation to the major building project for Gael School Coláiste Mhuire on Dominic Street, Dublin 1. And I know Senator Fitzpatrick has done Trojan work in the area of schools and young people in the area, and I was delighted to meet with Senator Fitzpatrick out at the North Inner City Youth Diversion Project recently, and her constant commitment to young people is very much welcome. I do know that Minister Donoghue is also committed to schools within his area, within this area, and his commitment to young people as well, including youth diversion projects, and I want to thank Minister Donoghue for his ongoing commitment, and I know this school is a priority for both the Senator and the Minister. The major building project for Gael School Coláiste Mhuire is included in the Department's construction programme, which is being delivered under the National Development Plan. The brief is to provide for the construction of a 16-classroom primary school, ancillary rooms, library, resource room and a general purpose hall with basement on a brownfield site at Dominic Street, Dublin 1. The design team stage 2B confirmations and the completion of the pre-qualification process were completed in 2020 on the 23rd of September of 2022 and the project commenced the tender stage. Tenders were returned on the 16th of January 2023. A tender report was received by the Department in February 2023 and is currently under review. A tender stage normally takes between 8 and 12 months to complete. The design team estimate a 24-month construction period. Thank you, Gerda.
Senator Fitzpatrick.
Kirloch, and Minister, I appreciate this isn't your department. I appreciate the work that you do in the Department of Justice. You're correct, I'm a founding director of Youth Service and Justice Youth Diversion Programme, and I appreciate the support that you and your department are giving to the work of educators and youth service providers and youth workers, not just in my own constituency of Dublin Central, but right across the country. However, Minister, I have to say I am deeply disappointed with this reply. The reply fails to answer the question, and it absolutely fails to deal with the fundamental issue that despite the fact that this project has been in process for 2 decades, despite the fact that there are tenders there that can immediately be activated to commence construction, this reply basically says that the tender process will take 8 to 12 months and that there will be a 24-month construction. Minister, it is insulting to the people of Gaelscoil, Coláiste Mhuire. It is insulting to the people of Dublin Central and the North Inner City that the government and the department would give this type of a reply. We want a meaningful reply. We don't want to hear government ministers talking about regeneration of the North Inner City when on their desks is a proposal that could be awarded immediately for a tender to commence construction for a new school, a 16-class school that would deal with both the educational and social regeneration of the North Inner City. Minister, I need you to go back to government, I need you to go back to the Department of Public Expenditure, and I need you to ask them to take this project off hold and to immediately release an approval so that the construction can commence. Gormagat.
Minister.
And again, I thank Senator Fitzpatrick for her raising this very important issue around Gaelscoil, Coláiste Mhuire. And the Department of Education's published National Development Plan allocation for 2023 is €860 million. High construction inflation remains a continuing feature of the construction sector for 2023. As part of its planning ahead for 2023, the Department is assessing its work programme and priorities in the context of its available funding. It also engaging with the Department of Public Expenditure and the National Development Plan delivery and reform in relation to capital funding pressures in order to continue to be able to adequately support the operation of the school system with rollout of school building projects to tender and construction in 2023 and minimise project delays to the greatest extent possible. The Department of Education is very conscious of the need to support the operation of the school system and has provided clarity for individual schools about their school building projects. And I know Senator Fitzpatrick was absolutely determined to get this school across the line, but I know Ministers Foley and Donoghue are also committed to prioritising essential school projects, just as this particular one in Coláiste Mhuire is for the particular area. Thank you.
Thanks very much.